Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining our webinar on the total economic impact of Udacity for the oil and gas industry. My name is Anna Pomerantseva, and I'm a product marketer here at Udacity. I'm also joined by Jennifer Dearman, Senior Vice President of Global Customer Success and Operations at Udacity, as well as Rachel Baller, a consultant with Forrester, who we had the pleasure of working with on this total economic impact report. We're very excited to share with you the impact of our unique upskilling platform for a large multinational client. We hope you'll learn about Udacity's unique approach to upskilling, how to evaluate an investment in a learning platform, and the results we're able to deliver based on a financial analysis of costs and benefits of our platform. So we'll start off with an introduction to Udacity and provide context for our work with the multinational oil and gas corporation. Then we'll focus the webinar on the TEI methodology and study results that showcase Forrester's assessment of Udacity for Enterprise. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to pass it on to Jennifer Dearman for an overview of Udacity.
Great, thank you so much for the introduction, Anna. So just a brief background on me before getting to the rest of the agenda. I've been in the customer success industry now for 10 plus years, building and scaling post-sales functions, including customer success, support, and services for companies like Red Hat, UKG, Pendo, and now Udacity. Prior to that, I spent roughly 20 years in consulting, helping companies solve problems with technology. So it kind of feels like I've been in the customer success business my whole career. At Udacity, my team and I ensure our enterprise customers receive a tailored learning program designed to deliver the tangible outcomes companies need. And we also ensure the millions of learners in the Udacity ecosystem have the best learning experience possible through the amazing services and support provided by our global student operations team. So I'd like to kick things off with this quote. Very, very simply put, there is a massive supply and demand issue when it comes to digital skills companies need to deliver on their digital transformation initiatives. And the competition for technical talent is fierce. Expecting to be able to simply hire this talent is unrealistic and short-sighted. And according to our own research, the roles that are hardest to fill are in the areas of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. For companies looking to build a digital-ready workforce to carry their businesses into the future, reskilling and upskilling their employees in these highly sought-after skills is more crucial than ever. So at Udacity, we focus solely on digital talent transformation, and we always have. You won't find a happiness class or a bread-making class on our platform. If you're just looking for a check-the-box training, we don't do that. At Udacity, we transform businesses' lives and economies. We know what skills are required to build a digital workforce, and our scalable platform and programs are purpose-built to produce job-ready digital skills to accelerate an organization's digital transformation. We have over 15,000 hours of proprietary content that is curated and optimized for digital skills development. So instead of combing through thousands of random courses, we take the guesswork out of the learning process by providing the exact content needed. Our real-world projects ensure not only an understanding of the concepts taught, but also a credible demonstration of skills. And we co-create our content with industry leaders like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, which ensures relevance for the workplace. Our global network of mentors review every hands-on project and are deeply knowledgeable on our content. We invest heavily to ensure our mentors are the best of the best, so personalized guidance and feedback learners receive is of the highest quality, and this service is unmatched and incredibly hard to replicate. We also have a proven playbook designed to consistently deliver quantifiable outcomes that matter to businesses. In fact, over 110 enterprise customers like Airbus, AT&T, Bertelsmann, BNP, BMW, IBM, and the United States Air Force are experienced outcomes like hiring and attrition cost avoidance, higher employee retention rates, productivity gains, and higher employee satisfaction with their Udacity talent transformation programs. So let's get into the cost savings and the business benefits achieved by one of our customers when they deployed a tailored Udacity talent transformation program. I'll start with a high-level overview, and then I'll turn it over to Rachel to go into the details of the study. The world's second largest oil and gas company with over 84,000 employees and a market capitalization of more than 200 billion has a broad strategy to embed AI across its operations, but they needed to bridge the AI skills gap in the organization. They had roughly 300 active AI projects, but only 160 data scientists to work on them. So 145 employees enrolled in the AI residency program using Udacity to create specialists capable of working on these AI projects that would cut costs, save losses, and reduce financial and safety risks. And as a result of the program, predictive maintenance models were built using data and AI, which helped avoid systemic malfunctions costing roughly $2 million per incident. 86% of the learners said that their employee satisfaction increased because of the Udacity program, and that they felt valued and more committed to the organization. And there are now plans for another 2,000 learners to go through the program to build emerging tech skills. Amazing results from this program. So now let me turn it over to Rachel, who will go into more detail about the results of the total economic impact study.
Thank you, Jennifer, and many thanks to the Udacity team for the opportunity to share our findings. Again, my name is Rachel Ballard, and I am a consultant within the Total Economic Impact practice at Forrester. And throughout this process, I just want to clarify a few points. The customer that we interviewed was provided and introduced to Forrester by Udacity. However, Udacity did not participate in the customer interview. Forrester retains full editorial control of the study, and the study and this presentation do not provide any endorsement of Udacity. So the TEI team at Forrester has a long history of helping companies quantify the benefits of the solutions that they offer. Forrester does this as an objective third party and is able to leverage its expertise across a number of different technology domains. Forrester led this study of Udacity's upskilling platform, and I'm happy to be here today to talk to you about the study and what we heard from one of Udacity's customers. To that end, I will walk you through what is TEI. I'll give a brief summary of what the customers experienced before adopting Udacity, and I'll give some detailed examples of the customer's journey, and finally share the study results. So before moving on, I do want to emphasize that this presentation is an abbreviated version of a more comprehensive study, which if you've not seen it or downloaded it yet, you can find it on Udacity's website. So the TEI methodology has become very important in today's climate because more and more buyers are seeking formal business cases to justify their technology purchases. So on the left here, between somewhat important and the very important, we see that includes 93% of buyers. So it's key that we look beyond just the traditional roles and capabilities of IT costs and IT cost savings. We also need to evaluate the investment impact on the business organization and to look at risk and strategic implications such as scalability and flexibility, because decisions today, of course, can impact your business several years down the road. So to that point, the TEI methodology weighs benefits and costs, but we look at both hard and soft benefits and costs. So a hard benefit or cost is something that flows to your organization's financials, your income statement or balance sheet. A hard cost savings, for example, that's real money that an organization wouldn't have to spend that they previously had been spending. And same with cost. It's money that they didn't have to spend that they're now incurring. So then we also look at flexibility. And with flexibility, we ask questions like, does the adoption of a technology allow an organization to become more agile? Does it allow an organization to do something better or faster? Does it encourage scalability or promote further innovation? So we include this in the analysis because, to reiterate, decisions today have future implications. And lastly, we risk adjust everything because every financial person today will tell you that a certain percentage of IT projects or IT investments, they don't work, they don't realize the expected benefits. So what we've done with each of the variables that we've looked at, we risk adjusted them to determine what the expectation or consistency is at which organizations are able to experience or realize a particular benefit. So we'll walk through that. So before getting to the specifics of the Udacity TEI study, I just wanted to share the multi-step approach to the methodology. As you can see here, we did some due diligence. We interviewed some internal people at Udacity. We also interviewed Forrester analysts who are subject matter experts in this space. And then we focused the analysis on one interviewee in the oil and gas industry who was a general manager of data science. So what did the customer tell us? And based on the customer's responses, we then built a financial model that we included in the written case study. And then we get to where we are today. It's wrapped up, available, and delivered. So that being said, let's get to the study. What do we find out about Udacity's technical upskilling content solution? So Forrester found in its analysis that the organization realized a return on investment of 232% over a 3-year period. The total benefits equaled $8.5 million, and the net present value of our analysis resulted in a $5.9 million benefit. And I'll be sharing quite a few quotes today, but this one seemed particularly compelling. Udacity gives us a consolidated view of skill assessments and outcomes, allowing us to quickly recognize and remedy skill gaps with a standardized curriculum. So how did we get to those numbers that I just presented? How were we able to reach them? So of course, different organizations have different digital transformation and technical needs. So you see that we have to develop assumptions around which we can build a model based on a company that fairly represents a typical Udacity enterprise customer within the energy sector. And to build that single financial model based on the X that is representative, we took what the customer told us and built those assumptions. So some of those assumptions are listed here. As you see, we started by interviewing a European-based data science manager working for a large multinational corporation within the energy industry. The organization had been using Udacity's solution for 2 years. It completes 120 data science projects per year and purchases 100 seats per year. So these are just a few assumptions. There are other assumptions made by Forrester that are required for the financial model, but not mentioned here. But they are clearly defined in the full study. So I want to talk a little bit about this particular customer's journey. So first, let's look at what the organization was doing before adopting Udacity. First, the data science manager talked to us about his organization's challenges with its previous methods of upskilling and what the drivers were to make the Udacity investment. So basically, he reported that the upskilling solutions were very ad hoc. They were using a variety of vendors, offering a variety of solutions. He was managing employees who were completing different courses on different platforms, and this led to inconsistent and unpredictable outcomes and an unreliable knowledge base within his team, which made project management difficult, and it was time consuming. So he looked for a solution that would address these 3 overall challenges. So his team skills weren't where they needed to be. According to the interviewee, the oil and gas industry is going through a massive digital transformation shift, and his organization needed to invest in its existing workforce to catch up with technical industry advances. Also, while proceeding with the digital transformation mandate within his organization, he was incurring the cost of hiring outside higher-level AI engineers, which, as we know, are expensive, in short supply, and as he mentioned, you don't always know what skills you're actually going to get until they're hired. And he knew to achieve these goals, he needed to replace his organization's ad hoc technical learning approach with a standardized, effective upskilling program that would provide more predictable outcomes. So in summary, the interviewee and his team sought a solution that could provide skill assessments and address the organization's upskilling and reskilling needs with a standardized and targeted curriculum, offer a cloud-based, accessible, and user-friendly platform, and translate outcomes into increased productivity and a smaller talent recruiting budget for the data science team. So now let's talk in a little bit more detail about the financial analysis itself based on the oil and gas customers' responses. So first of all, we were able to identify 2 different quantifiable benefit categories. And in looking at these in order of size, the first one, increased productivity of upskilled staff. So as team members complete nanodegree programs and become proficient in specific technologies, the organization was able to reduce project completion time from 4.5 months to 3 months. With productivity gains worth about $2.6 million per year, the 3-year risk-adjusted present value of the benefit totals approximately $5.8 million. And the second quantified benefit, AI total talent cost avoidance. So by offering Udacity upskilling nanodegree courses to its data science team members, the team is able to achieve its objectives internally and rely less on costly outside AI talent. According to the interviewee, the organization avoids a high salary expense as well as a recruiting cost of 10 senior level AI experts per year. And over 3 years at an annual salary of $80,000 and with recruiting costs that are 50% of salary, this benefit is worth approximately $2.7 million to the organization. So as you know, this study is all about the customer's experience. So it's important for us to hear exactly what the interviewee said. So to that point, here is another compelling customer quote that I'd like to share. One of the reasons we like Udacity so much is that it's a mature learning product. The performance and scalability is already there, as well as a global recognition as an effective upskilling program. So maybe some of you are finding yourself in a position where you're looking for a mature, standardized approach to technical upskilling that offers data science teams efficiencies and enables an organization to reduce resource expenses. So this and the other quotes and results may be meaningful to you. So let's talk a little bit more about the first quantified benefit. The team members who participated in the Udacity courses used their improved skill levels to accomplish data science projects more efficiently. And this allowed the team to complete more projects per quarter than it could in its legacy environment. And these efficiencies, according to the interviewee, were directly correlated to the effective content presented in the Udacity nanodegree courses. So we made some assumptions for this benefit. The team completes 120 data science projects per year. The hours saved to complete a project total 240. Each project requires 6 data science team members to complete. And the fully loaded hourly rate of a data scientist is $24. And I should mention that all salary assumptions in this study are based on average UK salaries converted into US dollars. And also for this benefit, because not all time translates into productive time, Forrester applied a productivity capture of 60%. So with those assumptions, we were able to calculate the $5.8 million 3-year present value of this benefit. So the second benefit, AI total talent cost avoidance. So Udacity courses provided participants with needed uniform skills that enabled their team to achieve their digital goals. Also reduce excessive recruitment costs and avoid unnecessarily high salary levels. Additionally, employees developed and advanced their careers at no personal cost, leading to higher employee retention. So for the assumptions for this category, the team is able to avoid hiring 10 new AI engineers each year. The salary of an AI engineer is $80,000, and the cost to recruit is 50% of the annual salary. And based on those assumptions, Forrester calculated the financial impact of the organization of $2.7 million over 3 years. Here's another quote that I'd like to share. We have a very low turnover rate, and I think that is due to the new holistic learning culture that became possible with Udacity. So there are also some benefits that the customer couldn't quantify. And there are 3 highlighted here. So we have collaborative partnership. So the interviewee said that the customer service team at Udacity is accessible and responsive. He said, quote, "The customer service has been very supportive, helping to create senior leader engagements, as well as helping our people really understand our objectives." Improved employee experience. So offering quality upskilling opportunities to the data science team to learn new skills or expand existing talents created a more satisfied technical workforce. The employees felt more appreciated, more capable, more versatile as their skill sets grew. And of course, this leads to increased engagement and productivity. And the interviewee said, another quote, 96% of our participants reported that they learned a new skill or enhanced an existing skill that they can directly apply to their existing job roles. And increased agility. So the cloud-based platform offers a flexible solution that allows participants to complete coursework regardless of location. And this, according to the interviewee, was especially relevant after the shift to the work from home model due to the pandemic. Udacity helped the organization upskill its technical employees and meet the digital demands of the industry while eliminating reliance on offsite technical education courses or having to be in a particular location. So lastly, to do a return on investment, we have to have both benefits and costs. So the cost, as you know, Udacity's upskilling solution isn't free. It carries with it a cost. And so we looked at that. And we first calculated the annual seat fees, which total $480,000 per year, which is a $4,800 annual seat fee times 100 seats. So this results in a 3-year PV cost of $1.2 million. And we also looked at the cost of lost productive time of course participants. So Udacity Nano Degree participants completed all coursework during working hours, and there's lost time to complete their day-to-day responsibilities while engaged in the upskilling course. It should be noted, however, that course participants experienced increased engagement in their roles due to the investment in their career development, which led to a decrease in employee turnover. So for this cost category, Forrester calculated a 3-year PV cost of $1 million. And lastly, we looked at initial and ongoing costs. So initial costs included administrative and technical labor involved in the implementation, and ongoing costs include just the management of the Udacity partnership, which requires 25% of one full-time data analyst. So based on those assumptions, Forrester calculated a 3-year PV cost of $277,000. So, and that is the TEI of Udacity for the oil and gas industry. In summary, we have a 232% return on investment and a $5.9 million net present value. And again, thank you all for your time, and many thanks to the Udacity team.